Right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we're so excited to have you here. I know people are still kind of coming in, but let's just dive right in. There's so much for us to cover, but I know you love to hear success stories. So first, right, Dennis, from Dollar a Day. So
Love it.
since I was doing a challenge last week, and I can tell you a couple of success stories from that, mostly from agency owners. So I think like on the third day of the challenge,
Mm.
he does jingles for chiropractors. So
Okay.
Rich actually had a DM and somebody, and then he also had a sales call booked. He said it was his first ever sales qualified lead that he ever got, and a sales call booked, and he already had the call this week.
Love it.
And we had two other people who also said that people like literally just DM them, and
Uh-huh.
they book sales calls. One of them was he's trying to target life coaches, and he was like
Mhm.
it was the perfect person. And I have, because I've actually just doubled my budget for the
Mm.
Dollar a Day. I've now
Mm.
had two speaking gigs from this,
Mm.
and I've had three sales calls, and I closed two of them this week. And
Mm.
I hadn't heard from these people in years.
Mm.
I followed your process. I taught them how
Mm.
to do short videos in a certain way. I followed
Mm.
your process, and people are like, wow, like you're doing so awesome. And I'm not even posting every day, exactly like you said. So,
You don't need to post every day. People make this thing
no,
seem too hard. It's
no,
so easy.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're building up some more case studies for you, people doing it, people doing it. So yeah. But let's, you
Okay.
know what? I know we also have questions, but I thought
Mhm.
let's start off because I would love if you could share with us, the man who created the Dollar a Day. Uh, tell us in your words, like what it is, how do we do it, and just how it's kind
Yeah.
of just all works here.
Yeah. So this started on Facebook 17 years ago. It wasn't a Facebook only thing. And I was running ads. Actually, it was like 18 years ago, back when Facebook had flyers and you could pay 25 cents per thousand impressions. And then they moved to the actual ad system. And I remember trying to run an ad for a week. And I'm like a cheapo because I'm always trying to get a great deal. I'm a data optimizer. And I tried to put in a $5 budget for a 1 week ad, and it said in red, the minimum budget is $1 a day. I'm like, huh, $1 a day. So I started running all these tests for $1 a day, and I've done it on Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube and every single platform. I run $1 a day. It's like, I don't know, sprinkling salt or your favorite spice. It just makes everything better. And I discovered that when you have something good, not just random, but something good, like you have a great client or you've shared a great piece of knowledge, or you're on a webinar, or you hung out with Leanna Ling in Chicago a couple months ago, a Perry Marshall seminar. That's a good thing, right? So whatever that's already working well for you, that there's some kind of organic post you can boost for $1 a day. And it worked on TikTok magnificently because I interviewed some of the top people in TikTok. TikTok paid me a lot of money, full disclosure, to to write this book. And this book is a compilation of all these other people and what they had to say. And I promoted that. I turned it into a book, and then I promoted it for $1 a day on Amazon. So I'm the best selling author in social media on Amazon. And so what I did was, instead of spending $1 a day, I could outrank Gary Vaynerchuk and these other guys. I had to spend, like $30 a day, whatever, for a couple days to get up to number one. And you can choose three categories. And then once you're number one in that category, take the screenshot, and then you can, put it back down to $1 a day. And now you can tell everyone you're number one. You can show that one moment in time. And anyway, but $1 a day is not magic. It's not a hack. It's take something that's worked well for you. Ideally, co-created content, like Leanna and I have made a lot of content together that shows who you are. If you're doing coaching, agency, that kind of stuff, people make decisions based on who you are. Not they don't really know like who's the best at Facebook ads or digital or SEO, or they don't know. And you just put it out there for $1 a day. And the ones that work the best, you put $5 a day, $10 a day. So I've put thousands of them. Some have been running 10 years on
Wow.
Google, on whatever, and they just keep producing. As I'll show you, I'll log in and I'll show you. I'm happy to answer your questions about it. I'm happy to show. Actually, Leanne, would you like me to show you what I've done even in the last day or two as real
Yes,
examples, or
I
would you like to
would.
make a new one, or which would you like to do
All of
first?
it, all of it, all of it. Let's
Okay,
do
okay,
it. Let's
okay, good.
do it.
All
And the
right.
thing is like a lot of us here are used to running conversion campaigns. Like we're used to
Uh huh.
managing, tons of money. And And just again, and we're like,
No.
no, boosting is like is a bad word, right? You're not supposed to do it. So I know you're saying,
Yeah.
oh, it's not magic, it's not complicated, but
Yeah.
I struggled for a while to get through my
Uh,
head how it worked because
yeah.
I'm so used to like lead gen and purchase campaigns and not like complicating
Yeah.
stuff,
Bottom of
which is all
funnel.
still good stuff.
Yeah.
But this has really been, it really has been kind of magical.
So think of this as you're extending your reputation. This is like, I mean, technically it's advertising because we're spending money, but if you're already well known, so I have 1 million followers. This is me at the trampoline park a couple days ago. But here I have a lot of connections. So if you connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn, you'll see like we've got a lot of mutual friends in the digital advertising space. And when Cambridge Analytica happened, CNN invited me to debate Mark Zuckerberg, and I was live in front of millions of people. And I went back 4 or 5 more times to talk about privacy and Russian hackers and how does the algorithm work and all this kind of stuff. So I took that moment and I made this post and a screenshot of me on CNN and I boosted it. And you can see here the insights on this. So organically, it did pretty well. But on the paid side, I got a lot more on top of it. So this is taking something that worked well years ago. I want to say it was like 2016. Remember the whole like Russian interference in Facebook ads, Cambridge Analytica? And so a lot of people have seen it because I've been boosting it. And anything that I have, like here's a post from 9 hours ago, right? And you can see I'm sharing my expertise. Now, this is something I just typed this up when I was at Sky Zone when I was taking a break. And I said, look, this is how we actually run ads, or this is how we actually run an agency. These are the tools and these are the costs and these are the people I know. And I named them. I didn't tag them, but I could have. And you'll see that all these people liked and commented, whatever. So I can boost this, right? Something that's good, I can boost. All boosting is taking something that's working well and just putting more against it, against the target I want, against whoever the people are. And Leanna, what kind of, how do I know whether this is done well? I mean, so I know it's done well because of look at who's engaging, look at the leads, look at, the people that want to connect. And
But
these
wait,
are,
you wait. Do you wait for some organic before boosting, or do you just post it and go like, I'm just going to boost it?
if you want the highest efficiency, wait a day because then you have the two things. A, you have a chance to see some of the data, and then B, you're not wasting money cannibalizing what you would have gotten organically. But if you're not a big deal organically and you're not wanting to wait a day, then just go ahead and put $1 a day on it for 7 days. And so the first day, it's a little cannibalization, but that's okay. And I talked to Facebook. I flew out to Menlo Park at their headquarters, talked to their engineers about this. Yes, the algorithm that drives engagement, that drives a news feed, if you choose engagement for when you boost post, is going after the same group of people. But it's okay because when people are engaging right now, it's part of the conversation. I love it when everyone is there and they're responding to each other and drives more engagement. So I don't really consider that, losing. I mean, I'm not trying to lose $1. Like because you rank on your own name and you run ads on your name or whatnot, yeah, there's 25% cannibalization. So 25% of the leads that you generate are you would have gotten organically that you're paying for, but it's totally worth it, right?
Mhm.
Here's one I could boost as well. Josh Konigsberg. So he gave me a golf shirt. I was on his podcast. I said, thank you. Right. And all these other people are engaging. And this is driving more people to want to book me on their podcast, or it realizes, people see like this clearly I'm on this guy's podcast. So whatever you put out there, Leanna, you know this, but I just want to say this again. Whatever you put out there is what you're going to get more of. Okay. So here I've been on a rampage doing audits, right? 2 days ago, I made this thing saying, hey, I'm auditing all these SEO agencies. Here they are claiming they're going to be number one, whatever they themselves are. They don't rank on anything. And the bigger the problem is, the more likely they're fraudulent. And so, I know I'm stirring the pot on this one, but I can boost this one too, right?
Mhm.
I said, if you want an audit, come, whatever. And this is our thing. I posted the thing we're in today, our little live Q&A thing.
Mhm.
And then you shared it. So that shows up on my feed.
Yep.
And all these people that know you or know me are engaging. So all I'm doing is using dollar a day to leverage the trust of how many people we have in common. 10 minutes ago, I was with one of the top real estate agents in the country doing an audit. And I said, well, why did you sign up to have an audit with me? And he said, well, because we have so many mutual friends. And because I know that, you're a big deal and blah, blah, blah. And it said, let's like here, this guy had me on his podcast. I love being on digital marketing podcasts. So that helps me out. I'm sharing content like blog posts that I wrote. I had her on my podcast. I took some of her top articles and I boosted some of them.
Mhm.
Let me show you one that just absolutely crushed it. Actually, these are all doing well. Updating your cover photo. You can't boost that one. That's why it says boost a post. But let's see. Look, like you tag me, which is great. So when you tag me, I love to click share on that. And anytime people are talking about my thing, Dollar a Day, I just love to show this. Let me show you this one. Just this is from a couple days ago. So I got invited to speak at this conference. Mark Schaefer was the keynote speaker last year, and so it's Suriname. You know where Suriname is? I'd never been there. Uh,
I do because my husband was born there. He was
oh
like,
shoot, that's right. You
this
told
was
me
the
that.
first. He was so excited when he saw this is just an aside, guys, but I told him about this because he had never seen anybody even mention Suriname on Facebook before ever.
Yeah,
And he was actually he seriously wanted to go with you. It's just we have to go to another mastermind. He really, really wanted to go. So
that's right. You said that. So
yeah.
so Leanna, just for the sake of everyone else here, how long do you think it took me to write this post?
Oh, like 2 minutes. Less, like a
Okay.
couple seconds.
Okay. Yeah, a few seconds. And I didn't use Chat GPT, but I could have. And you can see all these people are engaging on this. And so this is making a good thing better. And how do I know? So, looking at the quality of the comments, looking at people that, what a surprise. They're saying, hey, I've got a conference in this town. Can you come speak there too? Because they see all the other places that I've spoken or the books, or whatever you put out there, you get more of. So looking at these stats here, is this a winner or not?
Well, let's ask everybody here on the call. Tell us in the chat. Do you guys think it's a winner or not a winner?
Yeah. It's a very simple rule. I'm going to see if you guys know it. It's crazy how it's just like simple
Yeah.
math.
And by the way, this rule I've learned from Dennis is universal across all platforms.
Yeah. Actually, can they put it in the chat or is it
I'm not
has
sure.
to be
I
the
think it's in the
Q&A?
Q&A, guys, the Q&A.
Okay.
Well, okay,
Okay.
Coach Deb says the winner, then I guess it must be. But yeah, you have a magic number. What is your magic number?
It's 10%. And even if you're not Asian like Leanna and I, we're looking for 10% engagement. So here, of the people that see it, not impressions. Impressions is typically, 15 or 20% more than the reach. If it's super viral, it might get multiple of that. So 11,190 people saw it. So I cut one digit off. So that's 1,100. I want 10%. Why do you think, Leanna, I want to get 10% of the people to engage? It's like 1 in 10 people, I want them to like, comment, or share. Why is that? And I'm here at almost 15%, right? But so that's 1 in 7 people. So why would that matter to the algorithm? Why would that matter to me?
I don't know.
Because the number one factor of relevancy and what gets shared in the newsfeed and all that. Imagine your Facebook's algorithm. You want to show stuff that people are engaging on, right? So here, I've been just messing around. So the day before that, I said, you know what? I Googled Larry Kim and this knowledge panel shows up. And I also see obituary and he's not dead. So why is it saying that? When you see the knowledge panel, and I'm just sharing some things, right? This literally, I just took a screenshot, shared it, and these people are engaging. And even Larry himself, Mark Lack, all these other people are engaging on that.
Right.
And Larry said, well, it's because this other guy named Larry Kim died at 9/11. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. Right. And as you know, Larry was the number one spender in the world on Google and Facebook ads. He had 2% of Facebook's global ad spend. If
Wow.
anybody knows about that. So I love showing pictures of me and him when we're hanging out or whatever, and I'm just honoring him. I'm not saying, you know, hey, I'm also a big spender too. I'm like number 2 behind Larry Kim, who's number 1. I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
just showing these lightweight moments and I'm boosting it. So, Leanna, why would I? And you can see like Stacy Copas. So I'm talking about knowledge panels. So all these other people are talking about their knowledge panels, right? And I love helping people get knowledge panels because we know what you put out there, you get more of. But why, Leanna, if I'm spending money boosting posts, why would I boost a post honoring someone else when I'm not selling something? I'm not selling knowledge panels. I'm not like, here's one. 18 years ago, these are some successful people in tech. This was Skinny Dennis, who even skinnier than today, so why would I spend money boosting posts that honor other people?
Yeah. I mean, and this leads into because I wanted you to talk a little bit about your thoughts behind your personal brand here. But to
Yeah.
me, like in my experience, people do business with people that they like, and they get attracted to people who look like they're having fun, but not
Yeah.
like too much crazy fun. And that looks like you're very giving. Like I want to work with other people who I see lifting other people up.
Yeah. So
And then it also makes
I'm
me want to be your friend because I see you posting up so selfishly, right? I'm like, oh yeah, like
yeah.
he also shares a lot of people about people too. So if I help him out, then we
Yeah.
can lift each other up.
Yeah. And so you grow because people see who you are. And so you, even if you're a big deal, you're going to grow better because of other people's audiences than yours. So it's not
Mhm.
just on you and your face and your content all the time. That's the trouble I see with solopreneurs and the smaller agencies, or even some of the big people where they name their company after themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's always better when it comes as a referral from other people. Like here, this guy, John Hanau, said, hey, and this guy runs a successful agency serving lawyers, but then he's talking about me, right? So he's talking about his agency and how he operates and all his people in the Philippines or in Colombia, and he's talking about dollar a day, the dollar a day strategy from Dennis Yu and blah blah blah. And I love that when that happens, I love to click share on that, right?
Okay.
So I know we're doing this on Facebook. I want to switch gears and just show Twitter and LinkedIn and
Yep.
Amazon and these other
Ew,
ones, just
yeah.
to show you it's the same concept, right?
Yeah. And while you're
So
switching to that, can you just
yeah.
briefly tell us like what do you have like a mixture of posts that you put out there to because you're known as a thought leader, as a paid speaker, as like I mean you have a huge brand. So what's your thought process behind the type of content that you put out there for your personal brand?
So there's top, middle, bottom of the funnel, right? And when you go to Google or Facebook or LinkedIn or any of these places, they also show top, middle, bottom of the funnel. So when I create a campaign, see here, awareness, consideration, conversion, top, middle, bottom of the funnel. I love doing the middle of the funnel. And the best one is engagement. And that's the same thing on Twitter. You can, of course, or on Facebook, you can select, leads or messages and link clicks and all that. You can do that. But engagement, one in 10 maybe do that. But engagement is going to be the best thing. So if I go to, and I love to showcase who I'm with. So if I'm with you, see, if you Google Dennis Yu, you see this whole thing, right?
Hmm.
And this knowledge panel dollar a day. You need to, by the way, if you build a brand and people search your name, you should get this. Everything's moving to this AI search. You know that, right? Not just the 10
Yes.
blue links. This is going to throw off everybody in the world of SEO.
Yeah.
Look, Dennis Yu is, I'm not going to read this because that's pompous, but
Is this
here,
popping up because of your knowledge panel, by the way? I know we're jumping around, guys, but there's
no,
so much
no,
stuff
it's
happening
not.
here.
So,
Okay.
so let's, people don't get this. This is a
Yeah.
thing. Okay. So Leanna, you have a knowledge panel now. Have you seen that?
Oh, okay.
I typed in Leanna Ling. Now you have this
Okay.
stub of a knowledge panel, not the
Yeah, it
full
doesn't
knowledge
show up for
panel.
me. Maybe it's a Canada thing, but it doesn't show up for me.
No, it just depends. So
Okay.
maybe even though you're in Canada, I would bet you most of your audience is in the US.
Okay.
So if
Yep.
they do a search for Leanna Ling, they're going to see this. And you see this in the bottom where it says claim this knowledge panel.
Okay.
Click on that. And then you want to have your Google Search Console on your site. And then you have to tie that in with your GA and all that. And then you have to be able to authenticate, just like when you claim your Search Console. And that's how you get Google verified. That's not
Okay.
like Instagram, Twitter, blue check verified. That's just showing that you are who you are on Google. Once you're Google verified, then you can modify this knowledge panel, claim the knowledge panel, and then claim
Okay.
it for ad skills and claim it for whatever. So knowledge panels are showing up for any sort of object. It can be a place, it can be a person, it's a company, it's like a thing, right? Because it's the nouns that are part of the knowledge graph. So everything in Google is the knowledge graph. So now this AI driven stuff, as you know, you and I, we were at this AI conference for 3 days. Everything's driven by this AI thing, and Google declared a red alert that they're not going to show just 10 blue links anymore. So you can see all these other things are starting to pop up.
Hmm.
Dollar a day
Okay.
will work very well, by the way, because it shows Google who you are. It shows Google, your top content, which will then start to show up as you see here. So here I've
Okay.
got a course on Fiverr and these other
So using
places.
dollar a day to send traffic to
Dollar a day
your
is an SEO
website.
strategy. Yeah.
Okay.
People think dollar a day is a Facebook ads thing. It is not. It is not all about Facebook, and it's definitely not an ad. I mean, yes, you're paying money, but if I send you a pair of socks, Leanna, with your face on it, and I pay FedEx $10, Am I advertising
No,
when I pay FedEx?
no,
I'm paying for
no.
postage. I'm paying for delivery, right? So
Right.
I'm not sending dog poop in the mail to you, right?
Hmm.
So Google wants to see all these other items. You can see all this stuff. Like these are the places. Look, how many of these things are me? Are I mean not me, but are like my site or my property. CXO Talk? No, that's Michael. Fiverr? No, this they're pulling up these things. Look, they highlighted this. So I have this course on personal branding on Fiverr. This is not me selling a Fiverr gig for $5.
Hmm.
This is me teaching. Fiverr asked me to teach how to do personal branding, and so there's this whole thing, and it's so. And I want people to come here. This has got great reviews. It's only $48. People have taken this course and said this is better than $1,000 courses. Why is it only 48? And it's because it's on Fiverr. You can't charge very much on Fiverr, which I know they get mad at. I'm not supposed to say it, but like, look, if I want people to come here, where did this come from? This came from the freaking knowledge panel, right? All these components tied to the knowledge panel,
Hmm.
right?
So you would do a post on Twitter or anything like that pointing to that Fiverr site and then
Yeah,
or I'm sorry, or and then you would do $1 a day to send traffic to that site.
yeah. So let's see. Let's go to Chicago. I'm using Google Photos right now. Or actually, you know what? I'll leave it open like a magician. So Leanna, you name any important person in the world of digital marketing, or name any city.
Name any city. Just do you want a small city or a big city?
Any city in the world.
Any city in the world. Well, okay, let's type in Suriname because we just talked about
Oh
that.
shoot, I've not been to Suriname. I'm so
Oh no.
I
Okay, okay.
haven't been there yet.
Let's
In two
let's type
months, you
in
can ask that question. Yeah,
okay, let's type in Venice.
Venice. I've been to Venice, but I don't know if my photos have been categorized as Venice because I turned it on like
Okay, well then let's
7
see. I
years
see
ago.
Tyler Ellison is here. So let's do
Let's see.
Utah.
Utah. I love Utah. I wish they'd spell Utah Yuth and BYU. They should change it to it's the Y. So let's go to Utah. I lived in Utah for like a year and a half. I was in right next to Provo, and then we did a
Wow.
lot of stuff with the church, and because they needed help with social media and digital and analytics, mainly the analytics. So you can see, oh, I was at this arch place in Utah. That was cool. I think it's Moab, where you can go mountain biking and all that. Celebrated my birthday at this Mexican restaurant with my buddy Daniel, who's our head of analytics. He's been with us 8 or 9 years. That's October 6th, my birthday. This is a game that was Utah versus, or was it BYU versus USC? That's who it was. Yeah. Some bowl game kind of thing. This is my buddy Bob, and he's been my client for 8 years. He runs digital marketing at USCCA. We, using the dollar day strategy, we grew them from 6 million a year to 65 million. And you can see this is in Park City, and we were mountain biking, right? So I could write a post. I could literally take this picture and write a post. And actually, I'll tell you what, Leanna, just to show you how easy this is.
Hmm.
Any one of these pictures, I will write a post right now, and I'll show you. There's me and John Jonas. John
Okay.
Jonas founded onlinejobs.ph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've hired from there.
Yeah, which is great. And you can see he and I have done webinars, pictures, all this kind of stuff. This is my buddy Nate, and we had dinner at the Great American Hotel. And Nate is the founder of Yodel. He sold it for like $300 million.
Wow.
And, we love to hang out. He pays now, of course. And so this is where we are in Salt Lake City, right? So I could take this picture and I can honor him. I remember when it was Nat Powell, when he was a student at the University of Pennsylvania, and we would hang out before he started Yodel, before it became this huge company and he sold it for all this money. He was just a student. We were friends back then. That's how far back we go. And we're eating these chicken lollipops. Have you seen this chicken drumstick lolly? I don't know how you get a chicken drumstick to be a circle, but I guess you trim the end somehow. I don't know. You see? I'm taking the light rail. There's the thing, what's not the front runner. The front runner goes from the airport all the way up and down for you Utah people, and the tracks, which is their light rail. I know Utah, right? Me and AJ Wilcox, here we are. We're hiking. Don't let him, like, he's a big boy, but don't let him fool you. This guy, when his trick is to get you to go hiking with him at 5 a.m. and he will just be out of breath, and he'll keep pushing, right? So it's me and AJ. AJ's the number one guy in the world in LinkedIn ads.
Right.
And see, this is where we were, somewhere in the middle of this place here, right? So any one of the pictures here, Leanna, just choose one of the ones that I mentioned, or choose a conference, or choose
What's the
choose
one with you
whatever.
and the bear?
Where's that?
I saw there's one with you and a bear. Keep going up.
Bear.
There we
Oh,
go.
this one. Yeah. This is the Great American Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory.
Uh-huh.
And it's in the Salt Lake City airport. See, good memories. This is 4 years ago. And I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to download it. And Google and I could also do the other things with bears as well. Photos 3-zip. Let's look at this. Calls it IMG 2047. Okay. So let's write a post together. Now, this is not the way you're supposed to do it, but we're doing this just for fun for all of our friends right now, just to demonstrate that there's no trick here. Okay. So let's look at this one, IMG 2047. I think the HEIC things will still show up as a photo. And
Yep.
I got to say something. So when I write a post, I got to start with a hook. So the first sentence is something to be interesting. So I can say, I can, and I like to, when I'm doing a play on words, I like to all caps them. I can barely contain my excitement to be hanging with my Asian sister, Leanna, because she is helping, I know I can do this, helping agencies and consultants win with the dollar a day strategy.
Yes.
Okay. Now I could add a picture of you and me in here as well. So I might do that. And I can come here, and I'm not sure if I've got you
I don't know if
tagged
we
in
have
here.
one together. We'll
We've
have to
got
get another
videos
one.
together.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I could do? So if we've done video, so yeah, so I could if I do a search for
So
Leanna
do
Ling,
you put them all in Google Photos as well?
yeah,
Because
Google
Google
Photos is
also
where
pulls
everything's
that.
being captured. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So here's one maybe with you and me.
Coach U
I
show,
know there's
yeah.
Facebook posts with you and me. Let's see. Just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna put this out here, and then I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I go to ChatGPT to help me, and I'll say, little Zoom things in the way. I'm writing a viral post on Facebook to live demonstrate how to post and boost. Please finish this in my voice, Dennis Yu. And it knows who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll prove it in a second just to demonstrate that. Oh, the little bear emojis, of course. For a single George Washington. I don't want to say it quite like that. You can always talk back to it. Don't be afraid of talking back to the AI. I know you and I have been boosting to the moon. Okay. Okay. And then just for fun, who is Dennis Yu? Just like when I Googled to see the knowledge panel,
Mm-hmm.
it can answer this question. It knows all it, you can see all the stuff, right? So there it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you guys can do this for yourself to see if you've done a good job with dollar a day, which then feeds everything in the Google and social and all that. It's going to be the AI is going to pick it up. The AI has been consuming everything. I know it's still 2 years behind, but I promise you it's going to be caught up soon. It might not know that you own ad skills because it's,
No, that's
doesn't have
too
that
yeah.
much information.
No,
So
it's
it doesn't
getting a
have
little bit. It's a little, at least
a
it
little
says
bit,
digital
a little bit.
marketing, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So then I can take this. I don't believe in these hashtags. The sample post mm, is has too many emojis and isn't as cutting, as snarky as I usually am. Rewrite. And you don't have to say please, but because it's a robot, but I just feel like when you're polite to it, it just, I don't know if it's true. Or maybe I'm being superstitious, but I'm anthropomorphizing. Like, sure. All right. Well, that's a little too snarky. All right. Mm.
Mm.
So I might add the bears. That's good. I like that part. You don't have to take everything it says. You can pick and choose from what it says. So let's go back to Facebook and because okay, and let's say, and our personal brand and success with advertising is an extension. This is literally what I'm trying to teach. It's an extension of the quality of our relationships and the results we can show. So boost those, okay? And there, just that, right? And so it's
Mm-hmm.
just a simple, hey, I'm honoring my friend Leanna. So last night I ate at Gordon Ramsay burger, right? Gordon Ramsay's a famous cook, right? And
Yep.
so it's like $50 for a burger and like a drink or something. Look at the price on these burgers, right? $33 for this burger. This is last night. And the reason why we're willing to pay so much is because it's freaking Gordon Ramsay. Otherwise, it's just it's like an okay hamburger. Okay. But then, Las Vegas, they overcharge for these sorts of things. So I could take this moment and I can make a story out of it too. This was just last night. And here I'll go to Twitter and I'll boost this one. Watch this. So I'm going to make a tweet right now. And I'd like to put an image. You don't have to. Oh, what was this called? What was the name of the thing that we just, was it .j? Is it a .jpeg?
And by the way, for everybody else here on the call, you can do this for your clients too. This is do it
So
for
easy.
yourself, and you can do it easily for your clients. You can train your team to do this.
You can train a VA to do this. So I'm
Yes.
just gonna take this.
Which is what I've started to do. I've started sharing this with my clients and then saying, hey, I want to do dollar a day for you. So now it's an additional service. And then we're just running
Yeah.
it as well.
Yeah. And if you have a VA do this across all the different clients, then it's just super easy. So especially when if you can get the clients to make some pictures and videos, or you honor the client because you interview them on your podcast. I paid $33 for a $10 hamburger just because Gordon Ramsay.
You're going to tie them. Okay.
Gordon Ramsay's name was on it. Was it worth it? Yes. Because why? Why, Leanna? Why is it worth it?
Yeah. Because of the
Because Parker Nathans and I
mhm,
wanted to experience
Gordon
this
Ramsay.
once. Your personal brand. And then we'll say this, agencies, your personal brand lets you charge more. Isn't that true? Right. So
Yeah.
I took an ordinary moment and I turned it to a story. I can take any ordinary moment and turn it into a story. Okay. But now let me show you what happens when you boost it. So let's Gordon Ramsay. And if you don't know how to be creative, then you can use the AI or have friends do this. And I don't even need to name this thing. How much am I spending?
$1.
$1 a day for 7 days to let a week go by. I'm doing this on, it doesn't matter where I'm doing this. Okay. Now there's two ways to get relevancy. Ideally, you get relevancy because of what's in the photo or image, or you get relevancy because of the nature of the topic that you have. So I like ad skills.
You should do Justin Brooke if you want to do
Oh,
ad
that's
skills.
true because
He's
he
got
put
a
on his,
bigger
yeah.
following.
Is that the
Hmm.
one? No. This one.
Huh.
Too
Okay.
many
Guess he's
Justin
not
Brooks.
showing up there
But
anymore.
that's okay. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Let's do ad skills and just to show
Sure.
you. And if I
Probably
do
you.
this, and are
Mhm.
you here on Twitter? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, but I have very little following because I've been.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, it's a long story. There. No. Type in lead gen queen. That's where I am.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
No
the.
one else has that. That's right. Lee Chen. This is why you got to nail everything on your personal
Yeah.
brand. And you can pay for the check marks if you want. Okay, so we have those two. And I'm saying find other people that are like that.
Mm.
So who are the other people? Well, these aren't, I don't think these are as good. Let's, we can just
But
use me
you.
too. You can use me. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So now I'm saying let's take the post that we made, organic, and you do this for your audience. Ideally, like I've done ones with like Grant Cardone, and then I'll boost it to Grant Cardone's audience. I could also boost it to Gordon Ramsay's audience, but then not all the burgers. So it's really high relevance because it's Gordon Ramsay, and then it would start this whole conversation around is he all these people talk about Gordon Ramsay, and now I've run an ad. It's literally we made a post and we boosted it. We went from nothing to a post just now, right? That
So,
quickly.
as you're creating the story, Desiree Ann has a great question. She's like, how does it differ when you're doing it for a brand, like a company versus your personal brand? Because I know you've done this for like the Golden
It's
State
all stories.
Warriors and stuff.
Yeah, I've done it for huge ones, but the bigger the brand, the more it is about stories, right? So you mentioned like the Golden State Warriors, whatever. Well, Golden State Warriors. What did we did? We did a lot of stuff for the Golden State Warriors. And we
Mhm.
would take stories of Steph Curry where he was, doing Brita the water filter thing, or stories about winning championships or behind the scenes, having meetings and this sort of thing, right?
So Tim says like, what if you don't have any good photos to choose from? What if they're boring?
Then just tell stories that are based on text.
Okay.
There's many ways to tell a story, but of course a video is the best, a short video followed by images, followed by words. So let's look at this post we just made. We told a little story,
Yep.
right? And you guys are hanging, or you guys are engaging on this, which is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so the difference with a company just is you're just telling a story about the company. That's it. That's the only
Yeah.
difference.
But a company is made up of stories from the people. So
Mhm.
here's what people don't understand. It's very obvious. Stories require a person. You can tell the story about how the company was found. That's not a story. That's like a biography. That's dry. The best storytellers, Disney, Pixar, they're all telling a story about some person who's doing something, right? And so when you tell the stories and you honor other people, stories require faces of people. Could be like cartoon characters, Dory the fish. I don't know. There's like something happened to somebody, right? And as you
Mhm.
tell these stories, people engage. You know that if you're a consultant agency or whatever, people buy because they feel an emotional connection with you. And so I'm constantly doing this. If you look at my posts, this is literally like almost nobody sees this, but people like Leanne know this. But once you see this, you can't unsee this. Okay, look, I'm going to show you. So if I look at these posts that I'm making, they're all honoring other people. 90% of it is honoring other people. They're on, this guy is honoring me. I spoke at this conference in Pakistan, 5,000 people. I'm on stage, right? So there's all these. I'm sometimes I'll make an offer. Sometimes I will, talk about me. But here, like I'm honoring this guy Welton Hong because he's the one who referred me to the NFTA. I'm the keynote speaker at the largest conference of funeral directors in a few days. Thousands
Mhm.
of people, and they're paying me a lot of money. And we went to dinner, and I'm honoring him, right? Did I say anything about me, Leanne, and how awesome I am or anything like that?
No.
No. And then I boosted the people at the NFDA. And then the NFDA, other people there, they have, they want me to speak the regional things. Like this gets more speaking. This get the more of, put what you want out there. So I'm hanging out with my buddy Michael Taggart, and this is what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and we're on his boat. He's got a house on the lake in Dallas, all fake lakes, and we went out. What is this called? Wake surfing.
Mhm.
did we say now he spends $5 million a month of his own money on ads, and he's super successful. But did we talk about anything about PPC or ad optimization or anything like that? And I can boost it as well. Now he took this video, obviously. Oops, I fell. But so you can see all these people are engaging, and this is driving me more connections, because the thing I've been working on the last few months is taking equity in these underlying companies, not as an agency, but as a rev share distribution kind of partner. Because an agency, agency, you pay a few $1,000s a month and whatever. But I'm more interested in a wife than I am a hooker, right? Nothing wrong with running an agency, but I'm showing the connection I have with Michael Taggart. It's not he and I had some conference and we took a picture with our name badges. That's how you can tell when it's a conference, right? Take the name badge off, take a picture with somebody. But look, you can see people are hitting me up in the comments here with stuff, right? Look at the people that are hitting me up. They all are seeing the same. Look, there's Jeffrey Eisenberg.
Wow.
Dr. Laura. I'm not trying to name drop here. William Jones, our Black Hat SEO friend, right? You can see. So I'm building these connections here. Marco, right? Marco's dominating as an agency in the home services space for concrete coating and painting companies, right? You can kind of see what's going on, but it all goes down in the comments, right? That's where the business
That's
is done,
right. Yeah.
right? And you can
And
just
you can do
look
this
at
for your page too. Like we had some
look. There's
questions.
Alex McCarsky. This is too
There
Clinton
he is, there's
Centum, right?
Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, see Larry, Chad.
And this is
Okay.
your personal, just for people to know, like this is your personal profile that you set up with professional, but you can also
Yes,
do this on your page too.
yes, you
This is
can.
not just profiles.
That's right. And let me show you something that's brand new here. So on the profile, you could not do this before. You click on the three dots, go to the bottom, and you can turn on professional mode, which allows you to boost. There's no downside. This is kind of like, turning your Instagram to a business profile, that kind of thing. You can now boost from your profile. To Leanna's point, there is a Dennis Yu that is, why can't I click in here? Let's try to refresh this. There's a page called Dennis Yu. I was just showing you my profile. And this one here, there's no blue check on this one. This is me and Larry Kim. This is my page. There's only 20,000 on this one, but I can boost these posts as well, right? So here I'm destroying this agency founder for scamming a friend of mine. I wrote this whole article. I don't mind coming out and saying it. It's all factual. I had the lawyers review it. And I've been boosting these posts. And 8,000 people in this industry have seen it. This guy's reputation is destroyed. That's the power dollar day. You can destroy people too, by the way, because I can make sure anyone who's friends with Tommy Mello sees this. Anyone that goes to Concrete World, that conference, they see it, right? I can honor other people. That's what my favorite thing is to do. Just fun little moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm promoting home services contractor, own your own marketing, right? Go to own your own marketing. That's literally what it is. I'm in front of this dome just to get people's attention, and I boosted this post. And you can see how it performed. Now, this boost that we just made,
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Ramsay Burger, let's see, did it get approved yet? Let's see how it's doing. It hasn't been approved yet. But what are we looking for, Leanna, for engagement?
10%.
10%. And you can see some of them get it and some of them don't. 25%? Wow. That's 1 in 4 people, right? Lower cost per engagement when you have that 4%, 1%, 17%. So I do this for my clients. How am I getting, Leanna, how am I getting 18%? How am I getting this?
Because they're just good, right? I guess you've got a good hook, you've got a good question, you've got a good and relevancy.
Relevancy is the number one piece. It's not creative copywriting. So it could be for a client that I have and I'm targeting their audience.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a remarketing audience. Maybe like I have a friend who owns a restaurant in Chicago, Italian restaurant, La Gondola. And I'm here, this one, my buddy Andrew runs this Italian restaurant. And I'm just showing a picture of his restaurant, the outside, and Andrew, and I'm targeting his neighborhood. And people will say, I've been by that. I've driven by there every day. I drive by his thing,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key thing, is that the relevancy is super high. So when I have pictures and images, like here's me and Tom Breeze. Tom Breeze is a YouTube ads guy, as you know.
Yeah,
So
we
what do
love
I
Tom
do?
Breeze.
I have a picture of me and Tom Breeze, and I'm targeting Tom Breeze,
Mm-hmm.
right? Me and Colin Wayne. I guess that wasn't interesting enough, or it was too broad. Here's my buddy Caleb. Caleb Williams and I. Caleb is our lighthouse, meaning the well-known person who's an example client of mine in financial services. So he and I, this is 22% link click rate. Link click rate. People say, oh, you can't generate clicks like that. Yeah, you can. Look, so if I go to this campaign and I look at the targeting on this, this has been running $1 a day for a couple of years now. You can see. Who am I targeting? This is key to understand dollar a day. I want super high relevance. I want to get that 10%. NAFA, the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors, which is the largest organization for financial advisors. And he's the keynote speaker. If you're in NAFA, you know who this guy is. And so then what we did was we sent them to the course we have. And I'm showing the, why is that not elevated advisor, Dennis Yu? Why is that not showing search results? Elevated advisor, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, here it is. So it's seeing, they know who Caleb is. They don't know who I am. I don't know how to sell life insurance and whatever. But here, there's a whole thing where he says, you know, Dennis Yu, Dennis Yu, Dennis Yu, and I have to talk to my brand and all that. And so I'm targeting him. I'm basically, you know, I'm targeting NAFA. So these people come in to this free course, they trust him. So I'm leveraging the trust of all these other people, of the fact that we, you know, ran ads for the Golden State Warriors for 5.5 years. That's what people are missing. Leverage the trust that you have with your clients. And so clients see this as PR. You're doing PR for them, and it's growing your brand. You guys see that? Mm-hmm. It's literally this simple. You're honoring other people. You're on, especially clients. I love honoring clients, right? Because I win multiple ways, and they win as well, right?
Wow. So you're running ads for clients, and then you're also talking about your clients on your brand, on your pages and your profiles as just part of your.
I do it on the blog, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. I do it everywhere. It's not just a Facebook thing. I do it on Amazon, you know. I can turn a webinar into a book through using ChatGPT. And now I can dominate on Amazon. Upload that as an ebook, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? And especially I'm leveraging co-created. Here's my $1 a day ad. See the sponsored?
Yep.
And it's with Perry Marshall and me. So why not leverage the OG of digital ads, Perry Marshall and me? And then here's the regular, here, look, add, regular search results. Right?
Right.
Guys, if you don't have a book, by the way, I think the book is the best thing to promote out there for $1 a day, because it shows authority. It shows you know what you're doing, and it's easy to publish a book just using the AI tools. Okay. We have a whole thing showing how that's done. Right? There's me and Perry. Right?
Awesome. So on the different platforms, like I know on Facebook, you like to target your followers and lookalike of your followers.
That's right.
And then on Twitter, you go after like the very relevant profiles. What on the other platforms, are you doing interests as well? You're just doing relevant interests?
I'll target the conference. I'll target the figurehead. I'll target the job title. I like to do lateral targeting, which I've not seen anybody talking about for 10 years. Lateral targeting is the opposite of like regular Google targeting, where people are searching for emergency plumber or searching for exactly what the thing is. I'm targeting the associations they're a part of. I'm using the tool. So for example, if I'm an agency and I serve home service businesses, I'm not targeting, you know, HVAC, digital agency or whatever. Those are too obvious and too competitive. I'm targeting people who are fans of Service Titan, which is a software that you use if you're a plumber or whatnot. That's lateral targeting. What are the attributes? What are the products and services that my audience uses? And who are the figureheads behind that? Can I get them on a podcast? Who, you know, can I get, you know, Tommy Mello, who is the number one guy in home services, and myself. He runs A1 Garage. And yes, I can get pictures and videos of me and him. And then I'm going to boost to Tommy Mello, or I'm going to boost to Service Titan. I'm going to boost to like all the sort of industry terms that are not consumer specific. That's the biggest problem when you're agency and you're serving businesses, is choosing targets that accidentally leak in consumer interest. And you can tell, because if the audience is 1 million, you know, or whatever, all of a sudden, then that's not a good target. You want to target in industry terms, industry conferences, industry people, The ones that are not well known, like you saw before, because that's going to give you the right audience. If I target freaking Tony Robbins or whoever, Elon Musk, that's so big. That's a big consumer audience, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Um, right. So there is another, I'm just going to switch gears here a little bit. Malcolm had a question about a post you were showing about SEO agencies. He says,
Uh-huh.
what are they failing at causing them to fail at the rankings?
Because they don't know how to do SEO themselves. That's someone who's obese giving weight loss advice. I'm sure the advice is good, but they're not following it. Oh, but I'm so busy taking care of my clients that I don't do anything for myself. That's weak. Yeah. SEO agencies are easy to audit. And if you offer SEO, which I think we all do, the result of what we do is SEO, but SEO is not something you do. Like I can't hire Leanna to lose weight for me. I
Mm-hmm.
can't. But if we, exercise and eat right and all that, then we can lose weight. So there's things that you do, and then there's the result. The result is SEO. SEO is not something you do. This is coming from me as a search engine engineer.
Okay.
So
What, so we have some people here like for example, there's Alex is here on the call and he is switching to something new. He's now
uh,
going to serve life coaches and provide marketing and lead generation for them.
great.
So what should he, and he's in the Netherlands actually, so he's a good challenge.
All
And he
right.
wants a service in the US. So what are steps that he can do to to be seen now organically with SEO? He started $1 a day just on
Uh-huh.
Facebook, but what are
What
what are
where are
some
you? Where's
SEO
your thing
stuff?
here, Alex? I don't see you. Alonzo Alex, is that who it is?
Alex Iwanya.
I'm looking for you
I'll
here in
allow him
the
to talk
comments
if he
here.
wants to talk, but
Spell your name, Alex.
Iwaniuk.
Okay. IUK.
Hey, Dennis. Hey,
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 Alex.
Alex. Are you this
thank you for a
one?
shout out.
Are you this
Yeah,
barefoot running
that's
teacher?
one of the not a teacher. I do barefoot running, bro.
Okay.
But I'm boosting on Facebook on professional
That's him.
profile because
Yep.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay. Do you own your own name?
What do you mean by that?
Domain name?
Oh
So
no,
I go to
I don't have one.
you need to claim this one. And I
Okay,
I can buy it on GoDaddy or wherever it is. And let's see. AlexIwaniuk.com. Let's see. Oh, you can buy this right now for 1 penny. Buy your name
yeah, I
to
will.
establish your brand. Okay. Because people are going to search, you're searching life coaches. What percent of the time, Alex, do you think people are going to Google your name, even though it's hard to say your last name, before they go to your website or talk to you?
90%.
Okay. So you need to own your name. Even if you have some other life coaching, blah, blah, blah.com or whatever the name of your business. So you want to reach these life coaches. So who are some of the, here, I'll just cheat. I'm going to come here and say, my buddy, Alex, wants to switch gears. And so what do you do for life coaches?
Marketing. I want to get them out of sliding into DMs for people and actually do $1 a day with
Help them with
reels.
marketing. Yeah, help them with marketing via the $1 a day strategy. I'm Dennis Yu. What advice should I give him? Okay. And now I'm going to switch over. So I'm okay. So we're not going to read the result now. Now, what would Dennis Yu say? And then let's see how close it is to what the chat GPT says. Well, Alex, I'd advise you to make 1 minute videos with other people that are well known in the life coaching space to establish credibility, even if they're not clients. Obviously, clients are better via this lighthouse model, but these 1 minute videos, I would make a post saying, which of my friends, here, I'll just literally make one. Let's go to this group here. I'm going to say, my buddy, I'm going to show you how quick it is. Alex is pivoting. Do you have life coach clients?
No. I'm speaking with one online fitness coach.
Okay.
It's going so. But my target really, well, I set out to help life coaches.
Okay. Why life coaches?
I had burnout and life coach wasn't enough. I had to do psychotherapy to actually work through the issues. But I
Okay.
really have a big appreciation for what we're doing and how we're helping people.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is how he can this is a chicken and egg, right? Interview. This is the key. Interview top life coaches on Zoom for 15 minutes, honoring them, not selling anything. One chapter. This is ChatGPT won't know this. One chapter per person, which you put into a book listed on Amazon, boosted for $1 a day.
wow, wow.
Then promote the book with these co-authors so you can leverage their audience. Okay. The book unlocks podcasts for you to share expertise, which then you boost those podcasts. Okay. Your episodes, your own podcast, and those that you're a guest on. Then you can do this. This is a key mistake. You can do this before you have your packages ready, because life coaches will reach out and ask for help because it's not correct English. I know it's not grammar, because they trust you. And that's how you get more clients, because of who you are with. Okay. That's how $1 a day works. So now you're a living practitioner. How long did it take me to write this post? What you implement. Okay.
2 minutes.
All right.
But
There it is.
I've been following you on socials, trying to like, I wouldn't piece it together like that. I knew about the components from what you're teaching for free on that I've seen on YouTube, and I don't remember this of the company, like they offer the whole marketing platform.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
Vendasta and Go High
Vendasta,
Level and all that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Okay.
wouldn't
So
piece it
Alex,
together
look,
like
look,
that.
look at the advice. This is pretty
Yeah,
close to what I said, right? Obviously the case studies are these other signals, the people that, this is all, but audits. I love offering audits. Hey, let's do a webinar for, let's audit life coaches. Let's do live examples, workshops, right? Collaborate. All this is co-creating content that generate trust, right? Life coaching's high
yeah,
trust, retargeting, building your list, right? Collecting emails, having a book. Those are all tied together. Okay.
beautiful.
See
I
that? Yeah.
appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone that's offering services, agencies, kind of stuff, it's all based on trust. They have no idea who's actually good at Facebook ads and analytics. And like, it's all based on who are you with? Oh, I see a friend of mine also is associated with you. You're at dinner with so-and-so. Even if they're not a client, the fact that you're associated with somebody in some way is what drives more clients. I promise you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know my next steps. Nice.
Yeah. And all of us
Awesome.
are doing these steps all the time. We're all improving. Okay. I
Yep.
do this all day long. Like, you can literally look at the engagement that I'm generating. Right. And then here's the other thing too. So you saw, we just wrote this post together, right?
Yep.
Watch this. This is one of those like infinity mirror sorts of moments. Watch this. I wrote this Facebook post just now. Please turn it into a blog post for DennisU.com. Okay. Because I don't have time to the whole point is I'm repurposing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking life, the ingenious dollar strategy. This is so good. Shoot. Let's just let's go make this blog post right now. And then I'm going to share it through a couple of article distribution systems, which your mind's going to be blown because you don't realize like how many like ways you can do this. Now, normally people, I don't have time to blog and all that because it takes forever and, you know, this sort of thing. But let's just make a new blog post right now. Okay. And I got so many windows open here. What is the, okay, copy that. Actually, I'm just going to, I can hit the copy on all this whole thing here and over here. Default editor. Okay. Why is okay? All right. Now I want to have a image. I always want to include an image. So let's see. I want to show one of me and Leanna. How do we do that? Can I take a picture of us? Let's see. I think we'll go to all of us participant view. How do I do that?
I just
Gallery.
posted one of, I
Gallery.
did a screen grab on my profile if you want to grab that.
You did? Okay, let's go over there. Freaking cheating. It's called plagiarism in school, but it's called collaboration when you're, where is it? Ah, this one. This is great. All right, this is a great image. And let's move this thing out of the way here. That's a great picture.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. And I want to insert this. Where's the thing? Oh. Block.
By the way, I
Make that
love
a
how you
featured
just do
image.
stuff and then, you know, your desktop looks the same as mine and stuff breaks and same as me.
You know, the people will say like, can I have the slides from the thing that you did? I'm like, what slides? I'm live. I live, eat, sleep, breathe. I'm not just, this is not some like theory. Because then people will say, oh, I don't have time. Like I freaking did it live. Like, Dennis,
Yeah.
how'd you have time to do that? You did like six Zoom calls in a row. I'm like, yeah, I was working during the Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm using also Rank Math and Link Whisper, which are two of my favorites. And I'll just call this, is it advice, B2B marketing, blogging? Yeah, I mean, it's sort of tied down. Why do they have multiple categories? We've got to fix this one. I think one of the VAs came in and messed this thing. I'll blame the VAs. So let's see. Life coaching clients. Okay. And then Leanna Ling, because I want to tie it with your thing and set that featured image to the one we just made. And there's not many links. Oh, dollar a day strategy. Yeah, I'm going to link on that. And I'm going to link to my thing here. And that's that's our coaching program, which Leanna's in, full disclosure. There. And I could have a VA come in and tune this whole thing, but I'm just going to go ahead and publish it. Okay. And I'm not going to use the AI because there's AI built into all these other sorts of things.
I love it. So fast. Just done.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so hang on a minute. This thing is in the way. You can't see this, but there's all these things in the way. Publish. Okay. So let's see. There it is. And I made this post. I didn't even read the article, did I? Is it good? Oh, shoot. $A is already in here. Oh, nice. It already linked to our course on the academy. Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. So now I can say, but what if I'm pivoting to a new business and I don't have any authority? Asks Alex. Here's what I said. Here's the advice. It's sort of a, open loop, closed loop. Here's the advice I gave him. Live with Leanna Ling. By the way, don't just tag like 50 people, okay? You know, some people abuse that.
Yeah.
We wrote this blog. And you should only post once per day on Facebook, right? I may just posted half an hour ago. I'm posting again. What do you think? There's our blog post. So we created content, we turn it to a blog, then we turn it to an article. Now I'm going to come over here and I want to promote this blog post. I have lots of ways of promoting it. Okay. Now I want to show you this weird nuance. Life coaching. Okay. Promote this sucker. So why would I take a blog post? So we made a blog post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to promote that instead of just promoting video or whatever directly on social media? Why would I drive all these people to this blog post?
Because you're trying to do SEO for your site, right? So you're going to drive more links to your site.
I'm trying to show that there's overwhelming evidence of corroboration from all these other places, right? So advice to, I'm lazy. What did I just say? Okay, copy that. I'm just going to go to Twitter, paste that. I got to format it. I do these. It's called broetry, which is one line per thing. And some people say, oh, you shouldn't put the link in there because it's, less likely to whatever. But there we go. And because I have a featured image, it should show up with that screen grab as that post.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if you're going to do $1 a day, so what if it doesn't get as much organic?
Yeah. I didn't tag Leanna in this one, but that's okay. So you can see this works. So the whole point of repurposing is I made some content, and then that content is living in here. I'm just going to show you. Okay. You see these 4 stages of the content factory.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly making content, and there's content that you've already made. So I don't need to make any more content for the rest of my life. I can take content I've already made and have it be, like some new thing came out with, Michael Jackson died however long ago, right? And so these like new albums and whatever that are coming up where people are like, whatever, revealing things that weren't published before. But you can take any of your existing library of things and using Descript and other tools, chop it up into different pieces so it can live on multiple places. So I'm making content independent of the channel. And you can see we did that just now. We did, Facebook and the blog and Twitter, and we can then turn it into a YouTube and whatnot, right? By taking the Zoom call and processing it inside Descript. That's what I like to do. And we do this all day long. We have thousands and thousands of these things here. Where's hang on a second, the Zoom is getting in the way of where I'm trying to click on stuff. It's like the cat getting in the way when you're trying to do stuff. But you'll see that I have thousands of these. Every podcast we can chop up into lots of different things and pull out, whatever things from it, right? Got so many of these. So then,
by the way, what I loved when you showed me this is you don't just boost current posts. Like you'll go back onto your timeline
years
and
ago
post stuff and
and
then just edit it.
And so this is not just something I randomly do. The majority of my brand, of what drives leads, of what drives speaking, of what drives like looking important or whatever, is stuff from years ago, stuff from a long time ago. So here's a mind shift that will cause you to think for a minute and reorganize your time. You should be spending 90% of your time optimizing existing winners and only 10% of your time producing new content. Most amateurs have it backwards. They spend 90% of their time trying to create new content. Why would you create new content all the time? You would do that if you're a newspaper, because every day there has to be some sort of like news or fire or flood or, Burning Man is full of mud, whatever is going on, right? But you're not a newspaper where every day people go to the front page and there has to be the stock market went up or there has to be, Russia got invaded by so and so. Like nothing like that. You are a rock star, and a rock star. I saw Axl Rose, right? Guns N' Roses play Sweet Child of Mine, Patience, all that. No Cold November Rain from Appetite for Destruction in 1987. And I saw him play it a few years ago, and he's made millions in royalties off of this thing from 40 years ago. When we have something that's worked, that's a winner, that's a client success story, 90% of your time getting more out of what's already proven. I see marketers, agencies, they put out this thing called a content calendar where, they're supposed to every day come up with a new thing. Like, well, you don't have to do that. You just leverage what's already winning. Why don't you do that? Why? Because what are the odds that the thing that you put out there that's winning is gonna work? And here, I'll show you. So let me share my screen again. So just for fun, my black hat buddy, he offered this thing saying, you know what, for $25, I'll create a content plan for you. I'm like, okay, cool. So he created a content plan. So this guy runs a couple like black hat things. I'm not endorsing black hat, but I'm just showing you as an example of a mistake. He said, here's a 52-week content plan based on what you know about dollar a day. And here it is, like every week, create this content, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you say any of these things, Leanna, are necessarily good or bad? Yeah, sure. Case study, tutorial, do these videos, talk about, engaging social media for only $1. How does it impact SEO? Update your guide on this, UGC, like New Year's message, gratitude. Of course, like why wouldn't on New Year you say, I'm so grateful for whatever, and now we're another year, and now I'm drunk, and I'm not going to do New Year's resolutions because you never come through on them. Sure, these are all great things, but why is this a mistake? I mean, it makes sense. Like you got to have a content plan, right? And have a calendar, right? Well, why is this a mistake? I want you guys to see why this is a mistake. If you understand this one mistake, this whole webinar is worthwhile to you. Like this is a big thing. This is like people get this one wrong. Why? Oh, good. We see some answers coming through here. Good.
Yeah. He says too much. I mean, my philosophy is you need to get good. You need to figure out what works. So I'm like in the beginning, you got to create content because if you have nothing, you got to create something. And then you got to figure out what's going to, like for me, I'm like, you have to figure out what's actually going to work. But once you do that, like you said, you just keep pushing what works. You don't have to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Now, if you're constantly coming up with new stuff, that means maybe you don't have a business model yet. Maybe you're still experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
You're still trying to figure out who you serve and what the problem is. But if you've got a business and you offer a particular package to a particular user solving a particular problem, you should just be talking about that. Yeah. And don't try until you get to a $10 million a year business, do not move into another category. Dollar a day is to amplify what's already working, not to like experiment. I mean, yes, it's experimenting, but the whole point is amplify what's working. If you put a turd into the machine and press the button, it'll give you 10 turds back. Put a dollar bill in there and get $10 back. Put $100 bill and get what? But if you put something bad inside the machine, it'll give you back 10 more of that. That's what dollar a day is, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully that was both strategic, like, oh, I never thought about that, but it's also very practical and tactical. You see?
Yep. No, absolutely. I think you've given not just people who have an agency, but have a business and also like a way for us to help our clients with this too.
Yeah.
So it's excellent. Before you go, I know you have to like quickly run, but what advice do you have for, we didn't get a chance to get to this, but you kind of talked a little bit about agencies that already have 20 clients and kind of like growing. Can you just give us a little bit of advice just for those people as you kind of part, because we talked a lot about the beginners today.
Yeah, 20 plus clients, you're doing well. You probably, depending on whether you sell high ticket, you're close to a 7-figure agency. Honor those clients. The more you talk about those particular clients, the more you're going to get. It's the whole like whatever you put out there, you get more. But don't just talk about any client. Here, I see agencies make this mistake. When you have like, I'm sure you have a roster or some sort of like spreadsheet of these clients, rank them top to bottom. And I guarantee you the top 1 or 2, those are the ones you really like because they pay you more, they treat you nice. Usually the ones that pay you more treat you nice, expect less. The less they pay, the more they want, right? And then you have kind of ones at the bottom, and maybe you want to, obviously you want to have as many clients as possible and all that kind of thing. But the ones you really like, those are the ones where they're going to grow your business. So elevate them, put them on your podcast. Don't go for testimonials. Okay. Testimonials is a bad word. If you have a page on your website that says testimonials, call it success stories. Focus into the podcast, honor them, to tell does not talk about you, talk about them. So if you collect those little snippets, Zoom call, pull out the snippets using Descript or CapCut or whatever, put it out there in all different channels for $1 a day, you're going to get more of the same thing. So Jonathan Bannister runs a home services company, and he services like plumbers and painters and HVAC companies. And so guess what? When he's in the industry and he's talking to these other people, he has them on his podcast. That's what's growing. $1 a day is how you get it out there. A lot of people that have a podcast, they put it as a YouTube. They, go through all the motions, a lot of work to produce this whole thing, but no one sees it. They have 3 views on their YouTube because they didn't $1 a day it. Yes, you can $1 a day YouTube. Tom Breeze did a whole session on how you can $1 a day. He said, Dennis, I applied your $1 a day strategy for Mr. Beast and Alex Hermosi. And guess what? It worked. And I interviewed him on how it worked. And he went through the whole thing and how you find the hook and you find the snippets that work and you put more money on it. Start with $1 a day, but then you test it to $10, $100. Now he's making millions, right? So as an agency, you have, if you're 20 plus clients, you have something that's working. Now you want to move to 40, 50, whatever. Of course, you need the operations and fulfillment to be able to scale the account management, that kind of stuff. Provided you have that from the marketing side, just honor the kinds of customers you want more of, the clients you want more. Now, you probably, as you grow, you're going to raise your price, and you should double your price even. It's a scary move, but it works really well. And then fire these lower end clients. But you fire them nicely by saying, now our prices, or they self-fire because you raised the price, right? If you really believe in the value you deliver, you can double your price. Yes, some clients will leave. I did this for Jeff Hunter. Jeff Hunter was struggling at the, $1 million a year. And I said, Jeff, double your price. Oh, but all these clients are going to leave me. Jeff, you charge so little because you've represented yourself as that. Back then he called himself VA staffer, and is all about, I can hire cheaper people in the Philippines. What kind of people do you think you're attracting when you say something like that? Say you offer the best services. Say you offer, what's it cost to get a website done? Not $32 because it's $4 an hour for eight hours. No, I'll get a website done for $200. Oh, that's cheap. Yeah, well, it's $20 an hour. It ends up being $20 an hour times 10 hours. So offer based on value. When you raise your price. And so when he doubled his price. It took me a while to convince him. He almost doubled his revenue because he didn't lose many clients because he was so cheap, right? If you have the guts, if you really deliver the value, you can raise your price, which then gives you a higher quality client where you actually don't have to do any more work and get more money. That's the thing that most agencies, that's why this whole mindset thing is such a big deal in the whole digital agency space. I don't know everyone's agency here, but I can pretty much guarantee after I've looked at thousands of agencies, increase the price. But you have to, just like the Gordon Ramsay burger that Parker Nathan and I had last night, we paid freaking $33 for the burger, and drinks are like $11. Like, everything's expensive, but it's Gordon Ramsay. Did we feel ripped off? No. So when you build your personal brand, you can charge more, even if you offer the same product. Okay. So do this because people pay. This is something you're only going to hear at $50,000 masterminds. Okay. You pay $50,000 for a weekend. I've spoken at a ton of these, so I have unique perspective to give you this advice. The reason people pay $50K for a mastermind is not because they're going to eat shrimp hors d'oeuvres with Leanna Ling. It's because of access. So access to you, when you have a bigger perceived personal brand, access to you is worth more. Right. So and then the biggest comment I hear, retort, excuse I hear when I say something like that is, oh, but I'm not famous like you, Dennis. You don't need to be famous. You need to be well known in that particular niche. If you've niched all the way down to the people that want to be associated with you, I promise you the stuff that Leanna and I were showing you today is within your reach. Even if you're small and you're still working a job and you're trying to make enough money on the side thing to be able to quit the job, promise you building your personal brand's that first step. Like Leanna said, if you focus only on the bottom of the funnel, leads, I need customers. I get it. You're trying to pay rent or, whatever it is. You need to put more effort into that mid funnel where you're elevating other people and sharing your expertise. That is what drives the people to book a call with you and then become a client. Yes, I know you want to book calls, but if you keep saying, book a call with me, you look desperate. Raise your price. Show who you're associated with. Interview other people that are not clients of yours. Interview competitors. You don't have any competitors. They're all the more competent they are, the bigger they are, the more you want to interview them and uplift them. And they're going to send you clients that they don't want, and vice versa. There's things that you do that they don't, and vice versa. That's the advice I give to you guys as agencies, because everyone is in the agency space. They all look super competitive, red ocean, blue ocean. But the way you stand out is you do what we're talking about here today. It works. I've done it thousands of times. Other agencies, even people say, oh, I'm not a good speaker. I don't have a fancy camera. I'm doing it on a freaking laptop here with the freaking, this is a $59 microphone on Amazon. Okay. You can do this.
Yeah.
I didn't speak English until I was 6. Come on. You can do
Wow.
this. This is a search engine engineer telling you this. Okay.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Now, but before you leave, how can we help you? How can we support you?
I want you to make a 1-minute video about something that you learned. And if you just are scared of turning the camera on and doing the selfie mode, just make a post like I did on Facebook and say, it was so cool to spend an hour and a half with Leanna and Dennis. And here's something I learned. And here's something I'm going to do based on what I learned. And then, the best way to make sure a promise actually comes through is the accountability, where you tell people, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a bunch of these 1-minute videos. I'm going to raise my price. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to write a book using ChatGPT like I just saw, right? Do it. Do that. That's what I want you guys to do. And then share your success stories, and we can all share together. And the fact that I'm sharing your success takes nothing away from me, okay? I love sharing other people's success. It's not like when you win, somehow I make less money. Are you kidding? I love to see people win. Start getting that abundance mindset. I don't want to go into the whole mindset thing. That really is what people are being limited with. These agencies and coaches, they just they have this weird thing where they feel like there's a finite number of dollars on this planet.
Yeah.
Share it. Honor other people. Honor Leanna. Look at what Leanna posts. She's constantly honoring other people all the time. Is that hurting you, Leanna, when you do that?
No, not at all. The opposite.
I just made 2 posts now when we were hanging out, honoring other people. Did I sell anything?
No.
I can boost those posts, Then I'm going to boost the people who follow Leanna and add skills, and I'm going to, turn it into blog posts and YouTubes and all that. I have an army of VAs to do that too. You don't need an army of VAs. You can be your first VA. Then you hire a VA for $500 a month.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't have time to get into it, but if you are at the point where you want to hire VAs, just Google Dennis, and he's got all the goods there to do that, because
It's free
that is your
too.
mission. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's free, and that is your mission, to create 1 million jobs.
Yeah. That is my mission, to create 1 million jobs. And when you guys win, you're hiring more people, and that's helping our friends in the Philippines and Pakistan and, Suriname and Kosovo and all these places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you again, Dennis. Again, we really appreciate you spending so much time with us and just giving us so much information and action steps. And yes, everybody here, if you're watching the replay, do it. If you're watching the replay a year from now, still do this. We want to keep hearing from you. So thank you so much, Dennis. And I just appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Leanna. You're helping so many people.
Thanks. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, guys. See you soon.